Chapter 108. Damn it. Tiao Jin's mouth opened wide in an instant. He pointed at the place where the old man had just disappeared. Liar, did you see that just now? It's the Terminator. White Tiger. Tijao murmured the name softly, feeling rather strange. This White Tiger. Could it be the same White Tiger that had the same status as Vermilion Bird? Judging by the way he disappeared in the air, he was clearly not an ordinary human being and was most likely a manager, like Vermilion Bird. But why did he seem so crazy? Clearly a manager, yet he seemed to be helping Kaizhou escape from here. While Kaizhou was deep in thought, Tiao Jin suddenly slapped him hard on the shoulder. Liar, are you scared stupid? Huh? Kaizhou was startled. Scared stupid? Why are you surprised? Tiao Jin looked both frightened and excited. A living old man like the Terminator. Arnold, the old man. Schwarzenegger. After a pause, he muttered again. Maybe it should be Arnold. Oh, Schwarzenegger. Stop it. Kaizhou waved his hand. The more you talk, the more absurd it gets. Let's hurry to the school. Tiao Jin nodded with a sense of unfinished business and looked again in the direction where the old man had disappeared, muttering softly. Could it be that they're filming a movie? The two of them set off towards the school following the map given by Jinyu on XUN. Along the way, they saw quite a few zodiacs standing in front of the buildings. Although Kaizhou had already seen this scene once before, it was clearly Tiao Jin's first time. He was extremely astonished. Last time, Kaizhou had dragged his injured body and walked for a full 4 hours before reaching the school. Now, they arrived in less than 2 hours. The unfamiliar faces were standing at the entrance, carefully looking around. Kaizhou walked up slowly. But people, a middle-aged man asked. Yes, Kaizhou nodded. Both of us are good people, invited here by Chu Tian Huiyu. Another young man thought for a moment and then asked, is one of you two named Kaizhou? I am. Kaizhou nodded in reply. Hearing this answer, the young man turned to look at the middle-aged man, and the two exchanged a glance. Kaizhou clearly caught this detail. I see. Please follow me. Sirs. The young man showed a faint smile, then turned around and beckoned to the two of them. Kaiyao Jia also exchanged a glance and then followed the young man into the campus. The young man deliberately quickened his pace, keeping a moderate distance from Kaizhou and Tiao Jin. After the three of them left, the middle-aged man immediately headed in another direction. What kind of elite school is this? Tiao Jin stopped on the plastic basketball court under his feet, with an incredulous expression on his face. Is the ground made of rubber? It must be much more expensive than sandy ground. Right? Tiao looked up at the teaching building. There seemed to be figures looking in this direction in front of several windows, but the moment Tiao looked up, they all pretended to be busy and quickly left. Something's not right. Tiao muttered softly. Tiao Ji, be careful, be careful. Tiao Ji, who had been rather carefree just a moment ago, suddenly had a cold look on his face upon hearing this, showing a fierce expression typical of a tough guy, and asked in a low voice, is there trouble? I don't know. Anyway, it's very strange. Kaizhou recalled the several details just now and always felt that Heaven's Gate didn't seem to be welcoming new members, but rather seemed to be catching turtles in a jar. The two of them followed the young man into the teaching building. Several people were following them from a distance behind. Those people neither got close nor moved away, always maintaining a safe distance. Tiao Jin keenly noticed this and quietly moved his neck a little. The job. Liar. You could even notice this in advance. After moving his neck, he twisted his wrist. We're surrounded. Have you seen clearly how many people there are? Kaizhou asked. 9, Tiao Jin replied. For behind us. One in front. Tiao's face darkened, and frowned deeply. What was going on? Was the purpose of Heaven's Gate to kill people? But if so, why didn't they take action directly when Kaizhou and the others landed? Why did they go to so much trouble to bring people to this school? He Zhao thought about it again and still felt something was wrong. What about Officer Li, Hun Wei Aimo, and Dr. Zhao? If the other side really wanted to kill people, Officer Li, who graduated from the police academy, was definitely not someone ordinary people could deal with. In this place, perhaps only Zhang Shan and Officer Li had the ability to fight. But He Zhou had met Zhang Shan, and he wasn't the kind of person who would kill innocent people. There was no reason for him to attack everyone. In that case, what was going on with this strange encirclement? He Zhou had a lot of questions in his mind, but there was no one to answer them for him at the moment. Liar, how good are you at fighting? Yes. Not very good. He Zhou shook his head. I've read books on military strategies. Military strategies? Then it's really a waste to use you to deal with 9 people. He Yao Jiajin smiled. Stay put. I'll show you what I can do. As soon as he finished speaking, He Yao Jiajin gradually quickened his pace, walked directly to the young man in front, and put his arm around the other's shoulder. The young man didn't seem to expect the situation and was slightly stunned for a moment. Hey, handsome guy, your place is quite big. Yao Jiajin chatted with him with a smile. Is that so? The young man forced a smile. This used to be a school. So, of course it's big. You know. Yao Jiajin looked at the young man seriously. If you want to surround and block someone, it's best to do it in an open area. The terrain here is too complex. It's easy for the encirclement to fail. Huh. The young man's eyes flickered. What are you flying to say? I don't quite understand. Look, Yao Jin pointed at the abandoned desks and chairs on the ground. There are obstacles everywhere on the ground. They can not only block the people surrounding us but also be used as weapons by me. Do you think 9 people can stop me in this kind of situation? The young man gradually realized that things were not going well and tried to break free from Yao Jiajin's arm. But Yao Ji was very strong, and he couldn't move an inch. Handsome guy, why are you blocking us? Yao team. Jin's face gradually turned cold. Where are our teammates? The young man tried to break free again, but was firmly pinned down by Yao Jiajin and finally had to give up. You seem really powerful. The young man forced a wry smile. But you've miscalculated one thing. It's not 9 people surrounding you, but 10. As soon as he finished speaking, the door beside the 2 of them suddenly burst open. It turned out that a burly man had crashed through the door and rushed out. He was like a wild bull, charging fiercely at Yao Ji.